More mourns the deaths of 2 high schoolers after a hit and run, a winter storm warning for most of the state, and we finally have some results from the Iowa caucus. This is OU Nightly.
Wipers up Oklahoma. Drivers prepare for ice and snow across the state as a major winter storm moves our way.
Thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Dylan Rivera.
And I'm Madissen Lewis. We start with a winter storm warning for much of Oklahoma. Several school districts already canceling classes for tomorrow, and just in our newsroom, OU's Bazell Library will be closing tonight at midnight.
OU Nightly's Taylor Stephenson joins us with the very latest. Taylor. We apologize for technical issues. We're going to go out to Jack Maney live outside as it is very cold out there, but he's going to give us an update.
Thanks a lot for that, Taylor. Right now we're standing out here on the corner of Asp and Lindsay looking at the roads. Right now a lot of commuters are leaving OU for the day. We're getting ready, gearing up for that snowfall tonight. Right now, though, the biggest concern with this system is the fact that road temperatures are still actually quite warm, thanks to the warm temperatures we had over the weekend and yesterday. Right now, road temperatures are looking like they're in the 50s and upper 40s, and right now, any snow that would fall on that surface would melt. So tonight, we're looking at the possibility that those road temperatures will fall very quickly. Once the snow starts to fall, they'll chill right down to freezing, and it looks like once that the roads are wet, they will freeze over and be very, very slick and hazardous for tomorrow morning. That commute is going to be very treacherous if you have to get outside at all tomorrow morning. You want to make sure that you are definitely prepared and ready to go for this system, because winter weather, we don't get it a whole lot here in Oklahoma. Sometimes you can forget what you need to do, and so we have a few tips here for you on what you need to be prepared in case you have to get out tomorrow morning. Right now, the biggest number one item on the list, you need an ice scraper. But really, this system is going to be mostly snow, so there's not going to be a whole lot of ice to scrape off your windshield. That's why I recommend making sure that you have one with a brush on it. This brush clears away snow from any windshield, any surface that you need to very, very efficiently. So you want to make sure that that's in your car. Another thing, just in case the roads, they are very treacherous, just in case you get yourself into some sort of an emergency, you want to make sure that you have a blanket ready to go and available to you, just in case you have to stay warm out there, in case your car goes in a ditch, something like that. Make sure that you put that in the car. And finally, one of the most important items also, just in case your windshield does ice over, you want to make sure that you have some de-icer available. That stuff can save your life if you're running late out the door in the morning. So we'll take it back to Taylor and for the rest of weather. Thank you.
I apologize for those technical difficulties, because we do have some winter storm warnings across the state in that pink area. That's including Miami, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Norman, and Lawton. On this radar now, we are seeing some snow around Enid and Woodward and some mixed precipitation just southwest of Oklahoma City. Now, this is just a precursor to what we can see tonight, as that moisture will fill up into our state, and we're going to see some snow later on tonight. Now, like Jack said, those road temperatures are right around 50 degrees, but that is going to drop into tonight. I'm going to talk more about the winter storm warning into tonight and early tomorrow morning, some snowfall timing, and where and how much snow we could get into tomorrow. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Taylor. New details continue to emerge from a tragic crash involving 6 more high school students. More police arrested Max Townsend yesterday afternoon. Detectives say he is the driver who ran over a group of cross-country runners from Moore High School, killing 2 and injuring several others.
Officers say he kept going after hitting the kids and even hit parked cars. He remains in the Cleveland County Jail tonight. OU Nightly's Tevis Hillis is live and more with details on the accident.
This town is now feeling the loss of 2 high school students. Yesterday, Rachel Freeman lost her life by being struck by a car, and now another student has lost their life due to the same crash. Yuridia Martinez died at a local hospital earlier this morning. 3 other students are still in the hospital. 1 has been released.
and we'll continue to work on this, and I assure you we will find out why and know exactly what happened and how it happened, and then deal with the individual that caused this after that investigation is complete.
Tonight, a vigil is being hosted at the high school. A little from an hour from now, more students, faculty, and the community are encouraged to express their feelings. And as this tragic event took place, students close by were there to help. It shows how close this community is.
True testament of our students at Moore High School. Without hesitation or second thought, our students were there with their friends and began life-saving tactics, including CPR, of the runners that were there. Their actions were short of heroic.
The school has people to talk to, therapy dogs, and other resources for everyone. They know this is not only affecting the high school, but the entire Moore community. As we follow this heartbreaking story, make sure to follow us on social media and check out the interview I held with Brooks Mitchell from the city. He's explaining how this town is reacting. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families tonight. Reporting in Moore, Tevis, Hillis, OU Nightly.
Thank you, Tevis, and we want to thank our partners, News 9, for all the video they shared with us in that story. On to a historic night in Iowa now, where results from that state's caucus were delayed several hours. OU Nightly's politics reporter Taitum Wilson is just back from a week in Iowa following the Democratic presidential campaigns. Taitum.
Well, we only have 62% of the results. We're still waiting on final numbers, but these were just released moments ago. And right now, Pete Buttigieg is in the lead with 26.9% of state delegates. Then we have Bernie Sanders in second with 25.1%, Elizabeth Warren in third with 18.3%, and Joe Biden with 15.6%, followed by Amy Klobuchar and then Andrew Yang. Bernie Sanders so far has won the popular vote, though, followed by Pete Buttigieg. There are still 41 delegates at stake, and OU Nightly will keep you updated as the remaining 38% of the results come in. Now, the reason for the delay in results is not completely worked out. Right now, we know state officials are pointing to the Iowa Democratic Party's new system as the cause. That new system involved each precinct using an app to report their results, but some precinct officials had difficulties with the app, which led them to try reporting the results by phone, which also had complications. Chair of the Iowa Democratic Party, Troy Price, emphasized that there was no hack and says the delay was to maintain the integrity of yesterday's vote. Regardless, the wait has been very frustrating for Democratic candidates.
Oh, we're back from Iowa. Wow. But here's what we know.
But I can tell you that we feel very good about where we are.
I suspect I can speak for all the candidates, all of their supporters, and the people of Iowa, that the Iowa Democratic Party has not been able to come up with timely election results.
The Biden campaign also wrote a letter to the state party criticizing the, quote, considerable flaws in the vote reporting systems. And no surprise here, President Donald Trump won the Republican Iowa caucus by a landslide with just over 97% of the vote. Trump has been quite vocal in criticizing the Iowa Democratic Party for the issues in vote reporting, calling it a disaster on Twitter. The president is set to speak in the State of the Union tonight at 8 p.m. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Tatum. The stage is set in Washington, D.C. for President Trump's State of the Union address tonight. Stay with us to find what this means going into tomorrow's impeachment vote.
Plus, here's a look at a winter storm not too far away. We're in for a similar scene. The OU Nightly weather team is tracking the storm as it moves our way. They'll have the latest coming up.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. It's a big night for President Trump. Shannon Ehrhardt joins us with more on tonight's State of the Union address. Shannon?
Thanks, guys. The president will deliver the State of the Union address at 8 tonight before the Senate votes on his impeachment tomorrow. Some believe his speech is essential to his re-election prospects in November and may contribute to the final votes on the impeachment articles. Republican senators are confident in Trump's acquittal and hope he'll talk about why he deserves another term rather than focus on the impeachment. And for the record, no impeached U.S. president has ever run for re-election. And a shooting broke out in Europe and Mexico, leaving at least 9 dead and 2 wounded in a video arcade late Monday. 4 gunmen walked into the arcade searching for certain targets, but instead opened fire, killing 2 minors and 3 children, ages 12, 13, and 14. Now, this isn't the first time violence has broke out in this part of Mexico. The attack may have been retaliation for the arrest of a drug cartel gang leader who was involved in 19 murders. President Lopez Obrador said that Michoacan was one of Mexico's most violent states in Europe. And finally, Macy's is closing 125 stores and cutting 2,000 corporate jobs.
Thanks, Shannon. With winter weather coming our way, it's important to stay weather aware. Find out how you can stay safe during these freezing conditions.
And Taylor has a look at today's weather.
We can see some snow across Oklahoma. We're under a winter weather advisory right now. I'll have some updates coming up after the break. Welcome back to OU Nightly. We're under winter storm warnings across the state. All those counties shaded in that pink, that is our winter storm warnings. That includes Miami, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Norman, and Lawton. And in those purple areas, we have a winter weather advisory. We're already seeing some snow across Woodward, Enid, and Elk City, and some mixed precipitation just north of Lawton, and some rain headed our way in Norman. But right now, we're sitting in those the overcast skies across the state. Some places seeing a little bit of drizzle, but not too much. In Oklahoma City, we're sitting right at 32 degrees for our freezing temperatures, and we're seeing those overcast skies, those winds starting to howl out of the north at 19 miles per hour, so it's feeling way colder than it currently is outside. We have all of these ingredients for this to be conducive for a winter weather event. We have that cold air coming from the north. Associated with that cold front, we have some moist air coming from the Gulf of Mexico to help us bring that snow to the central part of the state. And right along that line, this is where we're going to see most of the heavy bands of snow. And that is where we're going to see tonight. We could see some potential for some heavy rain, heavy snow at times, with that snow starting, right around 10 p.m. And then it's going to move its way to the northwest part of the state. Here in Norman, we're going to see some snow around 1 to 4 a.m. and in Oklahoma City from 4 to 8. So that's going to make your morning commute a little bit messy as you go into the morning hours tomorrow. But here is the direct timing of the storm. We have some snow out in Elk City right around now, and then that storm is going to get cranking. We have some snow moving up from the southwestern part of the state around Lawton. That's going to be our heaviest snow with some mixed precipitation right around Norman at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. Now, as we go into the earlier parts of tomorrow morning, starting at 3 a.m., we're going to see that transition into some snow with those dark blue areas. That is going to be that heaviest snow right in the eastern part of Norman. Now, as we go into the rest of our day, that snow is going to be widespread from Miami all the way down to Lawton, with some of that mixed precipitation through McAllister and Ardmore. And then as we go into 2 p.m. tomorrow, that snow is going to be some snow showers, but it's going to be spotty as we go into the rest of our week. Now, we have some low end scenarios. We can see up to 3 inches on the low end of the snow, and then up to 9 inches on that high scale. And tonight we're going to be right around 31 degrees, right around normal, but that's going to make those temperatures on the road fairly cold, so that snow will stick overnight. But I have 100% confidence that we are going to see some snow tomorrow. It could be 3 to 6 inches, but on Thursday we're not going to get much warmer. 37 degrees as our high, and then we're going to start clearing out, but we'll remain cold throughout the rest of the week, and we're going to warm up to about 57 degrees by Sunday.
Well, that's very interesting. I know Dylan is a warm weather guy. I am a cold weather gal, so I am excited if there is a little bit of snow coming our way.
I agree with Dylan. I am a 75 and sunny person, and this is just, I don't like it.
I'm hoping no schools. That way I'm bundled up in my sheets tomorrow. That's my plan.
For sure.
Well, thank you, Taylor. While snow days can be a relaxing break from class, it is important to remember it's really all about keeping students and staff safe. The decision to cancel classes here at OU is up to the folks inside the Risk Management and Safety Service offices. Updates and new information is communicated through social media and the OU alert system. OU advises everyone check there before heading out onto the roads during winter weather. We also know the city of Norman says it's ready for the winter storm, and crews have been pre-treating roads and bridges.
Well, my Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl on Sunday, so per usual, the MVP celebrated at the happiest place on earth. Kemper, does he wave to the crowd as good as he throws a football?
He's getting pretty good at it. I think he's got a lot of time to practice. We'll have some more about Patrick Mahomes coming up next. And also, Mama always said that the best way to stay warm on a cold day like today is by watching some Brady Manick highlights. So we'll have those for you coming up next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Kemper Ball here. If the OU men's basketball team is going to make a run at the postseason, they'll need some big performances, and they got just that from their big man last week. Brady Manick, the mustache, it's looking strong, but you know what else is looking strong? The deep shot. Bang! Brady hit 7 of those on his way to a 30-point game against Oklahoma State last Saturday. Manick is averaging just under 16 points and 6.5 boards per game right now. On Saturday, his teammates were looking for him early and often, and the man from Hera did not disappoint.
For us for a while, so guys looking to find him, and they did today, and he stepped up and delivered.
Moving it well, and I happened to be the guy that was open on a lot of those, and they found me, and I was knocking them down. I think you gotta give it up to everybody that was drawing the defense and forcing the kick.
You got someone shooting the ball like that, it distracts the defense, to be honest. They always got to know where he's at, and it's not just one person where anywhere he's at. It's 5, almost everybody on the bench, coaches. So, yeah, I mean, it opens everything up when he's shooting the ball like that. And at that point, we just want to keep giving it to him, and he can get up as many as he wants.
The Sooners track team made some big statements in Arkansas this past weekend. Freshman pole vaulter Eline Wiekman broke the junior record for her home country of Belgium with a jump of 4.17 meters, followed by a 7-foot 3-inch jump in the men's high jump by Vernon Turner, moving him into the top 5 in the nation. The team finished 9th overall and stay in Norman this weekend for a home meet. And after 13 years in East Lansing, Michigan State head coach Mark D'Antonio is stepping down. D'Antonio walks away from the Spartans as the winningest coach in Michigan State history. During his time, the Spartans won 3 Big Ten championships, 6 bowl games, and even made an appearance in the college football playoff back in 2015. Guys, that's a big name to have to replace in East Lansing. The Spartans are going to have a tough time finding someone to fill that void.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's been there forever, it seems like.
As long as I can remember.
As long as I can remember, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Kemper.
Thank you, Kemper. And winter weather is headed our way, and word of more school closings are coming into our newsroom.
We're in for some of the same scenes they're seeing in Colorado. The OU Nightly weather team has a look at the other storm that's headed our way next.
I'm Emma Landeros at the OU Nightly Update Desk. There are new details about yesterday's shooting at Texas A&M University Commerce. The 2 women found dead at the scene are now identified as sisters, Deja and Abony Matz. Deja's 2-year-old son, who was also shot, has been treated and released to family members. Investigators have not revealed any suspects or motive for the shooting. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Emma. And word is just coming into our newsroom that Norman Public Schools have canceled classes for tomorrow. Most of Oklahoma is under a winter storm warning tonight.
And Taylor is keeping an eye on the forecast, and I understand that this area, we've kind of lost our Amazon one-day deliveries that we always count on, right?
Yes, unfortunately, our privileged selves could not stand without that one day, but honestly, I think we can wait a couple of days for our Amazon packages because of the stuff that these Amazon delivery people have to go through. We have that winter storm warning in effect across those counties shaded in that pink, and that is now extended up into Missouri, including Joplin. So we have that snow down in our radar now all the way up to the western part of Oklahoma, including Woodward and Enid and Elk City. And that mixed precipitation is now making its way to Oklahoma City. And on that western side of Oklahoma City, we're seeing that transition into snow and some showers, and a few sprinkles of some sleet could be seen in Norman right now. So that is what our main concern is for tomorrow. We can see that winter weather, and again, up to 6 inches of snow here in Norman. So hopefully Oklahoma is closed because I don't want to go to school tomorrow either.
Yeah, you know when Norman's closing, it's a good sign for the University of Oklahoma.
For sure.
You know, I just ordered all my textbooks on Amazon recently, so if I don't finish any of my homework, that's why. It's not me. It's not me.
All right, that's all we have for this Tuesday night edition of OU Nightly here at the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Join us again tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a good evening.
Good night.